Ladies and gentlemen, please visit Bow River Jewelry, the leading designer of fine horse racing jewelry. New this year, view 20 unique designs that you will cherish for years to come. Bow River Jewelry has 3 locations here at the fairgrounds, under the grandstand, in front of Barn 25, and in the VIP tent. Bow River Jewelry, original design with quality that you can trust.
Back at it here for the 14th. Of course, visit the Bow River stand here, or visit them online for all your racing jewelry and all your other jewelry needs. But as we move ahead to the 14th race, it's the last before the jug heats, and it is an annual tradition here. It's the final of the Miss Versatility for the veteran filly and mare trotters. $100,000 purse on the line. Field of 7 here, and really no clear-cut favorite, as you can tell from the early board. We've got several between 2 and 3 to 1.
Really nice group of mares here. The Miss Versatility series is just really, really nice. It gives these open mares a chance to shine and be competitive amongst each other.
And no Atlanta, she didn't race in any of the preliminary legs, which you have to do to be in the final.
No, she was taking on the boys.
Exactly. Exactly. And Hannelore Hanover did race in a couple, but I think she's in the big race against the boys tomorrow night at Hoosier. So
I love Emoticon Hanover in here.
Okay.
She's won this race here before. Very sneaky. From the rail, I don't know.
She's raced well against the boys. She was actually 3rd up at my place in the Cleveland Trotting Classic earlier in the year against guys and gals. So gets her best post in a couple of outings here. She raced against the best of the best up in the Maple Leaf back in the end of August. Tough post did her in there, but I mean, this is not the toughest field she's ever been against.
No, absolutely not. I mean, shakes the likes of Guardian Angel that we talked about earlier, Crystal Fashion, does meet up with Custom Cantab, Manchego, ducks her as well. So I think this is going to give her a little bit better of a chance here, especially from the rail. Dubé gets back in the bike. Sorry, I almost called him his nickname. Dubé gets back in the bike here today, and
the one downside when we talk about horses for the courses, she did not race well here last year. Emoticon Hanover, she was a 2 to 1 favorite, made the lead, but then ended up fading to 7th. But she could have been sick or off her game that day. But her last race at Delaware was not one to remember. Maybe she can make up for it here.
Over 1.5 million in the bank, so 24 wins of 64 starts. So she does like to do her work, and she is just one of my favorite mares that I do root for wherever she seems to be. But the 4 Custom Cantab, Aaron said that he thinks that she's got a big shot and that she's versatile, and that's going to give her an advantage, he thinks.
Yeah, he went to Tioga to drive her last time out and ended up getting the win. Plunge Blue Chip, certainly look at her line. She's raced against Atlanta, Guardian Angel, Manchego. I mean, you name it, the best of the best all year, too.
And I think with Plunge Blue Chip having the 3, you're definitely going to look for her to be aggressive early on. I don't see Aki taking any sort of a hole or taking back at all. I think he's just going to leave right out of there and try to get to control of the mile.
Fits the Delaware style today, for sure, then. This Plunge Blue Chip nearly pulled the upset, lost by just a head to Atlanta in her last outing at the Hill on closing night at Scioto just 12 days ago. And you don't want to forget, some of the outsiders. This 5, 6, and 7 only have 1 win between them all year, but they too have raced, in very good company. But certainly some of the better horses have drawn 1 through 4 here in the final.
Satin Dancer, 8 to 1 right now from post 2. Mare that's been doing good things this year, racing out there at Poconos, comes in off 5th place effort from Tioga.
And we heard Ren talk about this earlier in the day, that this horse changes hands now. Byron Hooley is the new trainer, and seems to get her when she's actually in good form, winning 2 of her last 3. Let's go and see what Pacey thinks about the final of the Miss Versatility.
Race number 14, one of the highlights of the day here on Little Brown Jug Day. $100,000 trot for Miami Valley Gaming, the final of the Miss Versatility. This has got some of the best trotters in North America, best mares in North America, and some of my favorite trotting mares are meeting. I don't know who to pick because I like a lot of these mares. I'm a filly fanatic, you know. Number 3, Aki Vincenstead with Plunge Blue Chip. I tell you what, I've always liked this muscle mass 4-year-old, a winner of over $1 million, a second in the $220,000 race at Scioto Downs on 9-7. This one is a top trotter at Tioga, won one leg of this in 51. This is a very competitive race. Plunge Blue Chip, I like this one. Emoticon Hanover. Cadabra. I bred in the first crop of Cadabra. What a sire he's been in Canada. This mare is a winner of over $1,500,000. She makes every race. She's always there. She always tries. Emoticon Hanover, and her regular pilot is here, Dan Dupay. Let's hear it for Dan Dupay. Will be in the bike on Emoticon Hanover. Number 5, Dream Together. The Hamiltonian winning driver, Bob McClure, is here with the muscle mass 5-year-old mare, a winner of $768,000. And Ice Attraction, another really top trotter. This is a real stellar field. 3-1-5-7, trot, baby, trot for Miami Valley Gaming.
Well, thank you very much, Pacey. Are we ready in the back paddock?
Oh, after the
not
post
quite
grade,
yet.
right.
In anticipation, we'll be waiting. We'll be waiting.
Excellent crowd despite kind of being in the direct sun there. Still plenty of people packing it in the grandstand. As you heard Jason Bartlett say, they're 12 deep around the turns in the back. That's where the real action is. And, of course, if you've never been here, the horses, I mean, coming out of the barns are coming right past you if you're in the back and you better get out of the way.
I was lucky when I had to paddock Monday, and the traffic wasn't quite as bad, so you could get from the barn to the paddock, but it definitely gets a little crazy, especially going to the paddock is not so bad, but going back after the race when the horse is pretty wound up and, you know, all sweaty and you're just getting
You're bringing $1 million horse in through like the people passed out, Busch Light cans, a couple Natty Light cans. Got to make sure your jug winner doesn't step on any of them. But it's a crazy place if you've never been here.
It certainly is.
And you know, there's betting windows all around too. The entire place. That's why you can sit in the backstretch and have the full experience. People have TVs plugged in. You can wager. You know, there's plenty of food stands all over the place too. So, a party atmosphere here at Jug Day every year.
What a beautiful day it has turned out to be. It was chilly this morning, a little breezy. Now we just have that light breeze, but it's, you know, it's 80 now. It's better.
I've been in worse conditions in here for sure. Like
sure.
90 degrees, no air moving, and bees. A lot of bees. No bee, maybe one bee all year this year, so that's good.
No, for sure. And the track, it makes it so much easier on the track crew when it's this type of weather to keep it, you know, to keep it maintained throughout the day. They don't have to worry about it raining and then is it going to fall apart, but this is just consistent. Just stay with it. Just bring the machines out, put the water on it. Nice breeze. Makes it so much easier on everyone.
Yeah. And seems to be a good forgiving track today. Not quite as fast as maybe it was earlier in the week, but you know, we've seen some big miles and we've seen horses win from the back, mid-pack, you name it.
Yeah, and even Aaron said that earlier. He said the track seems a little bit more tiring than it was. So we will soon see as they're coming on the track for the 14th in the Miss Versatility Final.
Well, they're stepping to the track for the 14th race. The Miss Versatility Final for fillies and mares. Sponsored by Alaraj Farms. Win, Place, Show. Perfecta, Trifecta, Superfecta wagering. $100,000 on the line here. A field of 7, there are no changes. Number 1 is Emoticon Hanover, owned by Determination of Montreal, Quebec, Canada, trained by Luke Blaze with Dan Dubé. For the 2 is Summit Pacing Acres LLC of Fort Wayne, Indiana, Satin Dancer, trained by Brian Hooley with Ronnie Wren Jr. There's the 3 Plunge Blue Chip for Aki's Fonstead Incorporated of Wrightstown, New Jersey, and Blue Chip Bloodstock Incorporated of Wallkill, New York, and Tomas Anderson of Sweden, trained by Aki's Fonstead. Aki will drive. The 4 is Custom Cantab, owned in partnership by Christopher Beaver of Radnor, Ohio, and Donald Robinson of Cardington, Ohio, and RBH Ventures Incorporated in New York, New York, trained by Chris Beaver, Aaron Merriman. The 5 is Dream Together, owned by Determination of Montreal, Quebec, Canada, trained by Luke Blaze with Bob McClure. The 6 is The Erm, owned by Coyote Wind Farms of Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada, trained by Charlie Norris, Matt Kakali. And for the outside of the 7, Ice Attraction, owned by Aki Svanstedt of Wrightstown, New Jersey. Sipple of Delaware, Mao and Janet Burrows of New Jersey, and Jeff Garouz, Little E LLC of New York, New York, trained by Aki Svanstedt. Andy McCarthy is in her sulky. That's the field for the 14th race. Miss Versatility Final, sponsored by Alaraj Farms. Win, play, show, perfecta, trifecta, superfecta wagering. Field of 7, no changes.
And Wendy, we're lucky enough to be joined in the back paddock by one of the newest members of the Harness Racing Hall of Fame, Tim Tetrick. Tim, congratulations on just a great honor.
Thank you so much. And like you said, it is a great honor, and it's, you know, I still hadn't sunk in yet, but it's pretty amazing.
Tim, let's just take a minute and ask you about the hat you're wearing, the Equine Block Socks. Those are new. They're really hot on the market right now. Tell us a little bit about them. And is that the plan for you to wear the hat and then you can talk about it? Is that what they're supposed to do, or is that the only hat you had sitting around?
Some things you got to do when you lose a bet, right? No, you know, my buddy, he sells them, and I think they work good. And you know, he wanted me to wear the hat, so I said, sure, no problem. And it's a really nice hat.
It is.
It is. Is it fitted, or is it a
fitted.
snap?
No, it's fitted.
Oh, it's fitted.
It's all fancy.
The ladies dig block socks.
Yeah,
I know that for a fact.
I really like the block socks, as far as, especially with horses that have some of those feet issues. The race day, they're pretty cool. So
Absolutely,
that was a good plan, good marketing plan to have you wear the hat.
Yep.
Anyways, so we're getting ready. You know, it's almost the 15th race here. The 3 Shake That House for trainer Chris Oakes you have coming up. Now, as you and I spoke earlier, we got to hang a little bit throughout the last couple days, but we spoke about the Little Brown Jug is the race that you just haven't won yet. So what does that mean? And tell us what you think, why it's so hard to win it.
It's just such a hard race to have everything go the right way. You might have the best horse, but if you're not lucky, it's just so hard to win. And you know, hopefully today's my day. You know, but there's some good horses in there, and I did draw a good spot, but you know, I never know what's going to happen there in the first turn.
You pick up the drive on Shake That House, who looked like the horse to beat after he won the Hempt. Tailed off a little bit, came back requalified, and then had the old Chris Oakes truck breakdown last Saturday night at Batavia. What do you make of Shake the House?
I'm sure he's ready. I'm sure that's what happened, and I watched that horse race a few times, and when he's on his game, he can go really fast. You know, he went big at Vernon, and you know, I seen him win the Hempt at Pocono, and he did that really in hand and raced like a really good horse that day.
Yeah, after he won in 147 and 4 at Vernon, I mean, that is going incredibly fast. These New York Sire Stakes 3-year-olds, Shake That House, American Mercury, Hick from French Lick isn't here, obviously, and Artie's Ideal. Those are some darn good horses.
Serious. No, they're very serious horses. You know, the Race Nitker horse, Hick from French Lick, is a great horse, and you know, when you draw a bet on a half-mile track and you put the better horse on the inside, it's tough.
And you also have Lyons Johnny Jr. Of course, you're with the Kings all the time with Sharton, and they just got Lyons Johnny Jr. in the last 5 starts, and he's really the last 4 starts he's really picked up his game.
Yeah, he's raced well. You know, he's kind of a trippy horse. He's got gate speed. He likes to set close, and you know, he's not going to pass more than 3 or 4. But if he's close, and he'll track one around there pretty good.
Well, you didn't drive him in the Messenger at Yonkers. How did the Kings think that he came out of it? How was he in there, and how did they think he came out of it?
You know, he's fine. He's feeling his oats. He's back there bucking and kicking and driving the groom crazy. But right now, he's you know, he's just got to get lucky and you know, stay close, and hopefully the Red Sea will open up somewhere there.
Hey, real quickly before they go to the gate, too, we have to ask about Sharton. I know prohibitive favorite for Horse of the Year, but you did have to scratch last time. How's she doing?
She's fine. She just had a temperature for 3 or 4 days, and you know, the good thing about Kings, they're such good horsemen, and they're not taking a chance on hurting her. There's still so much money to be made the rest of this year, and we want her to come back next year. You know, they made the right call. She's fine. She's back jogging, healthy, eating everything, and she just had a temperature. She did this last year a little bit at the same time. It just didn't had to scratch. It was right after the Milton last year. But when the weather changes, she does it for some reason. She's done it 2 years in a row, but hopefully it'll go.
It's good to know she's flesh and blood. She seemed like a Terminator there for a while, but she's still flesh and blood.
She's something.
Well, listen, Timmy, best of luck in the jug, and congrats again on the Hall of Fame.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Tim.
Thanks. And they're going to the gate for the Miss Versatility.
Still time, but you'll have to hurry. The Miss Versatility Final, Fillies and Mares, sponsored by Alaraj Farms. $100,000 final from the rail out to Moticon Hanover, Satin Dancer, Plunge Blue Chip, Custom Cantab, Dream Together, The Erm, and Ice Attraction on the outside. A field of 7 moving up and moving in. The gate swing to the top of the stretch, and here they come for the Miss Versatility. They're all fan trotting in. Nice start here in flashing speed, middle of the track. That's the 4 Custom Cantab driving through from the rail. Emoticon Hanover stuck to the outside. Plunge Blue Chip is wheeling up now in 2. Coming away in 3rd. That's Satin Dancer. Angle to the pylons in 4th. Custom Cantab after that failed leave attempt there. A gap of 2. Racing in 5th. That's Dream Together. And the 2 trailers here, the Erm and Ice Attraction, can see them all. Moving towards the opening quarter, and Plunge Blue Chip has worked her way to the frontier in opening quarter in 27-2 and into that far sweeping turn for the first time. And up top, Plunge Blue Chip and Aki Svanstedt going to dictate the fractions here, leading it by a length and a quarter. Emoticon Hanover yielded for that garden spot, nose to helmet, racing in 2. Along the inside, Satin Dancer racing 3rd as they passes for the first time and head on over to the half. Along the outside, racing 4th, that's Custom Cantab, who was flush first over there as they race by the half. They're halfway home, 56 and 2 5th. Flushing that cover, second over the outside. Racing in 5th, that's Dream Together. Buried on the inside, racing in 6th as they wheel out of the turn into the back stretch and head towards the 3/4 mile mark of the race. Ice Attraction, Outer Flow, 3rd over and 7th, stalled there, the Erm. Down the backside they go, nearing the 3/4 mile mark of the race, and Plunge Blue Chip with the lead here, but taking heavy pressure on the outside from Custom Cantab. They went by 3/4 and 1:23 and 4/5. They'll trot the final turn and head for home, and up top, Plunge Blue Chip on the inside. To the outside, Custom Cantab is still there, still coming to her and looking for racing room as Emoticon Hanover swinging for home with less than a 16th to go in Delaware, Ohio. And Plunge Blue Chip on the inside, Custom Cantab on the outside, up the inside, Emoticon Hanover. Plunge Blue Chip in 1:52 1/5.
Another great finish. Plunge Blue Chip took a ton of pressure but held on. 1:52 and 1 mile for her.
Yes, Aki knew that she would be good today. He was confident, left out of there. 27, very well rated half to 56 and 2. You can see the mare from the rail, Emoticon. Danny Dubé knew what spot he wanted to be sitting in, so he puts himself right where he needed to be. And right here, this is where it puts Aaron in that tough spot, getting away 4th. He knew he wasn't gonna sit in, and he was gonna have to come at Plunge Blue Chip here off that 56 and 2 half. So this is a tough effort here, but you know, Custom Cantab races fantastic.
She lived a long time on the outside, was nearly up to Aki at the top of the stretch. I think Aki knew that he had that one put away, and then Emoticon Hanover found just enough room on the inside. Of course, there is no passing lane here at Delaware, but a lot of times tiring horses will drift out just a bit. Emoticon Hanover tried to squeeze through and is in the photo for place. It is 3-1-4-5. What do you got up there, Jason?
Let's just say this is the one that got away from me in November when she sold as a yearling. Aki had sent me an email asking me if I wanted a part of this one, and I turned this one down. She's only made $1.1 million and just won the Miss Versatility.
Oh, boy.
So
you can buy it now for
right.
about 10 times the price. Exactly.
Moving trackside to the Sugar Valley Farm Winter Circle. Well, the unofficial winner of the Miss Versatility Final, number 3, Plunge Blue Chip. A 4-year-old bay mare by Muscle Mass out of a Dunk the Donato, she by Donato Hanover. Owned by Aki's Fonstead Incorporated of Wrightstown, New Jersey, and Blue Chip Bloodstock Incorporated of Wallkill, New York, and Tomas Anderson of Sweden. Nicely trained and driven to victory by Aki Svanstedt. Wins the Miss Versatility final with Plunge Blue Chip. Beautiful wife Sarah headed to the winner's circle as well. In the caretaker, Louise Costello for Plunge Blue Chip. In the winner's circle to make the trophy presentation on behalf of Alarage Farms to the winner of the Miss Versatility final, Mr. Jeff Gural, the newest member of Harness Racing's Hall of Fame. In Goshen, New York, Jeff Gural alongside Aki Svanstedt, the owner of Alarage Farms, the Meadowlands, Tioga Downs, Vernon Downs, and don't forget about Winners OTW in Bayonne, New Jersey. And then his real business, the real estate business in New York City. Plunge Blue Chip, Aki Svanstedt, Jeff Gural in the winner's circle for the Miss Versatility final.
Right here, your prices from the 14th. Plunge Blue Chip paid $3, $2.40, and $2.10. A Motorcon Hanover $4.20 and $2.60, and Custom Cantab $2.20 to show. The pick 3 paid $10.55. Perfecta for $1 paid $5.70. Try for 50 cents paid $5.10. 50 Cent Super paid $16.50.
Not quite a stakes record, Dave, but still a tremendous effort and a gutsy one for Plunge Blue Chip. She hadn't had a whole lot of luck up to this point. This is just her second win this season in start number 10. Official order finished. Jason.
Here's the rundown for that 14th race. The 1 Emoticon Hanover 2, the 2 Satin Dancer 5, the 3 Plunge Blue Chip, the race winner, timed at 1:52.1. The 4 Custom Cantab 3, the 5 Dream Together 4, 6 the Erm 6, the 7 Ice Attraction 7. Rechecking top to bottom, it should read time of the mile 1:52.1, 2:51, 3:46, 7 on the bottom. And at this time, we'll throw it downstairs to Wendy Ross, and she's got the winning trainer and driver of Plunge Blue Chip of the Alarage Farms Miss Versatility. Here's Wendy Ross and Aki Svanstedt.
Well, thank you very much, Jason. Congratulations, Aki. It's always nice when it's a training, driving win. It makes it so much easier just to do the interview here. Plunge Blue Chip has just been fantastic for you throughout her career, coming back at 4. This is only her second win on 8 starts of the year. She seemed great today.
Yeah, she was great today, and it was a big mile 52 here on the half-mile track. And we have not raced so good before. It is just the last 3 races she have feel good, and I hope she can still race good this year.
Post 3 today, you knew what the game plan was. You left out of there. You wanted the front. Danny Dubé took the trip from you, but I think your mare was much the best and showed that today.
Yeah, I think so.
When Aaron came along up the backside, when he came head-to-head coming off the last turn, did you feel like your mare had enough left in the tank and was good enough to get it done, or were you a touch worried?
No, I have a lot horse in the line, so I was not worried.
So you said off camera that she goes on to Lexington?
Yeah, she's going to Lexington now.
Very good, and congratulations.
Thank you.
Winning driver and trainer of the Miss Versatility final, Aki Svanstedt.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you very much, Miss Wendy Ross. She got more words out of Oka than I think I got in the last year and a half. So good job, Wendy. Good job, Plunge Blue Chip. Our Miss Versatility champion this season for 2019 is Plunge Blue Chip. Time for us to take another time out here. Guess what? There's Sarah Svanstedt, Oka's wife, getting ready. She's probably doing the paddock. And we will be right back for the main event. The Little Brown Jug 74th edition is next.
Giving thanks for Christ's hand in the beauty and talent of these animals. You'll see us doing just that at training centers, at racetracks, and farms across the continent.
He was born in a stable, and when you look at the stable, we're surrounded by stables.
For the Christian Harnessed Horsemen's Association, it's our mission to keep Christ alive in harness racing. But all this good work, God's work, can't continue without help. You see, in order to meet our mission and provide faith-based support to the harness racing community, we rely on the generous donations of individuals like you. As part of our Racing for Christ program, you can pledge a small percentage of your horse's earnings to the Christian Harness Horsemen's Association to support our ministries.
Every one of you here have an opportunity to enter into heaven's, do you know there's a winner's circle? Into heaven's winner's circle with a victory in Jesus.
Look at that photo for second for those Exacta players. Dave Bianconi, one holding on by a nostril. That would be Emoticon Hanover over Custom Cantab. They were the points leaders going into today's final. Hey, our main event is coming up next here. First things first, though, priorities, ladies and gentlemen. Before we introduce our newest Hall of Famer, Mr. Pacey Minlin is going to tell us who he likes here in elimination number 1 for the Little Brown Jug.
Race number 15. It's time. The ones we've been waiting for Miami Valley Gaming, the first division of the Little Brown Jug. And yes, my little secret. 50 years ago today, the Little Wizard stood in this winner's circle. I won with my partners at Double Z and P Stable. We won the first division of the Little Brown Jug with an upset with the first horse we ever bought at public auction, Lightning Wave. Mark Ferguson drove, and Ron Stokely trained, and Roger Houston was the announcer. All from Little Xenia and Lebanon, Ohio. Lightning Wave, I love you. And Lightning Wave went on to win the American National. He went on to win the 2-year-old standardbred here. I always forget one of my biggest thrills in racing was standing in this winner's circle with Lightning Wave. Race number 15, here it is. The Little Brown Jug number 4. He's done everything right this year. Southwind Aussie, Bill McKenzie trains. 3-year-old colt by Some Beat Somewhere. A winner of 7 out of 9. A 49-4 winner last start out at the Meadows in the Pennsylvania final. I think he has to win this race. Plus, if he wins this race, I think he'll win the final. But it all hinges on this race. Number 4, Southwind Aussie. Stag Party. I just saw Casey Coleman. David Miller is here. Will they spring the upset? Do not count Stag Party out of this event. I think it's going to be much closer than anybody figures. Number 3, Shake That House. Chris Oakes. He can fire one up. He can get one ready. And the Crawford Farms owns this. The First Lady of Harness Racing, Michelle Crawford, has Shake That House, an American Ideal 3-year-old, a winner of 6 starts, and could be a big factor in here. And number 2, De Los Cilios Delio with Ron Burke trained Yannick Gingras in the bike. There'll always be a factor. 4, 7, 3, 2, but it won't be easy. Stag Party could be there. Pace, baby, pace for NVG. Good luck.
Thank you very much, Pacey Minlin, going with the favorite here in the first elimination for the Little Brown Jug. 1-2, your current price on Southwind Aussie. We got to break a little news on the air earlier this week, Dave. The elections into the Hall of Fame, a couple of good gentlemen as well, and one of them is sitting with us. It is Chairman of Meadowlands Racing and Entertainment, Jeff Gural. Not only is he a co-owner of Plunge Blue Chip, who just won that Miss Versatility Fund. Oh, you're not? Okay.
He owned the wrong one.
I had the wrong one.
Sponsored by Alaraj Farms? Okay, that's part of it.
He and Jason are both 0% owners.
0% owners.
Yes.
All right. Well, listen, Jeff, first of all, on behalf of all of us, not just here in Ohio, because we know you love coming out here for the Jug, but all back at the Meadowlands, congratulations on your election into the Hall of Fame here. Where were you when you got the phone call and got the news, and how'd you feel?
Jason told me, I think, and I felt, good. It's obviously an honor. I've actually gone to Goshen many, many, many times back when I was a kid, and they had harness racing where they had, wagering and everything. And you got to see Stanley Dancer and Billy Houghton and all the greats. I think I saw most Happy Fellow win there and Everly Pride. I saw some great horses win at Goshen. And I've won a couple of races, but not major races. But it's always a fun place to go. So it was very nice.
Now, one of your favorite trips of the year is when you come out here to Delaware, Ohio. You sit over there in the tent with your lifelong friends Artie Geiger and Dave Stolz, who of course is from Columbus, nearby or whatever. Who picks more winners out of the three of you?
Well, I don't make any picks. I just hold the tickets, and I watch in disbelief as they usually lose. I mean, to give you an idea how bad they are, yesterday I had a horse, Hannah, that was the favorite in the race, and she won, and they bet against her. So there you have it.
No respect.
No respect. And but we actually came out ahead yesterday somehow, which is very rare. But this week, but today is back to normal. We've been getting crushed. So, although I did tell them Plunge Blue Chip couldn't lose, so maybe they bet that horse.
Big price, though, $3. That's not enough to make dinner money.
No, not. But at least I was right.
Well, you were right, and hopefully you didn't have to buy dinner last night. Most of the time,
no. Dave buys dinner when we're in Ohio. I buy dinner in the Meadowlands.
Well, that's a nice arrangement. I like that.
Yes.
Now I'm going to start visiting Northfield Park more often, so you can adopt that strategy. Listen, Jeff, how many jugs have you been to? I mean, I know you miss one every now and then. Can you remember your first?
Yeah, I came. It had to be in the late '80s because I know we won the Jugette with the Lady Genius in 1990, I believe, and I came before that, so it had to be back in the late '80s, and it was unbelievable. I couldn't believe it. It was so much fun. And that they used to have 3 heats, 4 heats. I don't even remember, but there's nothing like the Jug. It's my favorite 2 days of the year, really. And I think, other than I know I missed it when 9/11, because 9/11 was right before.
Right.
And I just couldn't do it. But other than that, I've seen all the rest.
Now, you said it's one of your favorite 2 days. We're about to have the post parade here for this first elimination for the Jug. We're going to have you back on after that. We'll talk about what makes this place so special, and then maybe we'll talk a little Meadowlands too. Hey, Roger Houston's up in the booth. Here he is, the Little Brown Jug first elimination, the 74th edition for $128,000.
Horses are on the track for the 74th edition of the Little Brown Jug. This elimination, first 4 finishers qualify for the final. Purse here is $128,000. And these are the horses. Number 1, Caviart Rockland. Caviart Farms, Vienna, Virginia. Nancy Johansson trains. Dexter Dunn drives. $98,000 in earnings. A mark of 150-3. Caviart Rockland, Dexter Dunn. Number 2 is Delios Celios Deo. Burke Racing Stable, Larry Carr, J&T Silva, Pernell Levy, Weaver Buscemi, Ron Burke trains. Yanni Gingras drives the 2, Delios Cielos Deo. $253,880 in earnings. A mark in a qualifier at the Meadowlands, 148-4. Number 2, Delios Celios Deo. Number 3 is Shake That House. Crawford Farms, Syracuse, New York. A.J. Johnston, Syracuse, New York. Norfolk Racing Stable, Wilkes-Barre, PA. Chris Oakes trains. Tim Tetrick drives. Earnings of $452,804. A mark at Vernon Downs, 147-4. Number 3, Shake That House, and Tim Tetrick. Number 4, Southwind Ozzie. Vincent Alley Jr. of Old Bridge, New Jersey. Alma La Felice of Cranberry, New Jersey. Bill McKenzie trains. Brian Sears drives. Earnings of $515,263. A mark of 148 at the Meadows. Number 4, Southwind Ozzie and Brian Sears. Number 5 is Air Force Hanover. Calipito Singh of Yorktown Heights, New York. Renee Allard, the trainer. Simon Allard drives the 5, Air Force Hanover. Earnings of $233,138. A mark at Pocono, 150-1. Number 5, Air Force Hanover and Simon Allard. Number 6 is U.S. Captain, Brittany Farms. Bradley Grant, Jay Barbera, U.S. Captain Racing. Tony Alagna trains. Jason Bartlett drives. earnings of $165,783. Mark at the Meadowlands of $150,001. Number 6, U.S. Captain and Jason Bartlett. And number 7 is Stag Party. John Fielding, Mac Nickel, McKinley Fielding, Westwind Stable. Casey Coleman trains. David Miller drives. Earnings of $674,486. A mark at Woodbine, $150 4/5. Number 7, Stag Party and David Miller. And that's the field for the first division of the Little Brown Jug. First 4 finishers qualify for the second heat. Don't be shut out. Wager now.
Thank you very much, Roger. Again, continuing our discussion with Meadowlands Racing and Entertainment Chairman Jeff Corral, who was elected into Harness Racing's Hall of Fame earlier this week.
If I can interject just one thing, it's the start of a guaranteed pick 4, guaranteed $20,000 pool. We're already well over that, so just keep betting the pick 4. It starts right here.
Yeah, 23,000 currently with several minutes to post. Jeff, back to you again. Give everybody an idea of just how special this place is, Delaware, Ohio, for the couple of days. You called it your favorite 2 days of racing for the year. I know I've been part of it with you, and now that I work here in the booth, give us a little idea.
Well, for me, it's, coming and seeing what the rest of America is like. When you live in New York City, you have a jaded view of the country. And, I look at this as, this is the real America. These are the people who made the country great. Their children are the ones fighting in these crazy wars, and so I just love it. I've used to go to Springfield all the time. I love the county fairs. Just a lot of fun for a New York City guy.
All right, let's talk a little bit of Meadowlands. I mean, today the eyes of the harness world are here in Delaware, Ohio, but many nights and evenings on Fridays and Saturdays, it's at the Meadowlands here. I think it's safe to say that we have experienced a renaissance of Meadowlands quality racing over this past season. It's due to a number of factors. Quickly touch on a couple of them.
Well, the two things, sports betting has made a big difference. It's just created a new energy in the building. When you walk into the Meadowlands, especially on a race day, you've got people there for sports, people there for simulcasting, people there for live racing. The place is really hopping.
I know we're really looking forward to having that in Ohio by next football season, hopefully.
Yeah,
it's made a big difference.
It's just added a complete, everybody knows that people were betting illegally, so now it gives them a chance to bet legally. And we were also able to persuade the legislature and the governor to come up with $20 million to subsidize horse racing in the state. Half goes to the thoroughbreds, but we get $6 million for purses and a couple of million or so for the sire stakes. So it's completely revitalized. Now our purses are as good as most other tracks, and we've got the top. We've always had the top drivers and the top trainers, but we had the quality of the horses had slipped because you're asking people to race for a lower purse on a and with a 10-horse field possibly, and you need to have a good horse to win at the Meadowlands. So,
and the ship to the Meadowlands isn't always the easiest depending on where you are either.
Yeah,
so.
It's true. Most of the farms, but I think it's been a big plus.
All right, we've got just one more question for you. What does the future hold, do you think, for New Jersey racing and the harness racing industry in general?
I think we're in good shape. The way the law is, we have to prove that it's working to get the money the next year, but we've already got a commitment of the money for next year. But I think sports betting is going to continue to grow. And I think it's Meadowlands would be the place to be. Right now, New York State has no sports betting other than upstate, so it's a real
boon for you to have it. Yeah, they don't.
For sure. Got it. Yeah.
We're ready for the main event. First heat, first division coming up. Favorite at 1-2 is Southwind Ozzy. Good to see a new face in the training. Bill McKenzie, his first jug, coming in with the favorite. certainly a lot of people rooting for him here.
Yeah, we spoke to him earlier on. He seems like he is excited, and he should be, because he's got the horse to beat. He's the 1-2 favorite right now. Jeff, thanks again, and congratulations. We look forward to seeing you down the road. Hey, get back over there and get some winners from Dave and Artie, will you please?
Yeah, they're overdue. Thanks.
All right, thanks Jeff.
Mr.
Jeff
Corral,
Gural, chairman of Meadowlands Racing and Entertainment. The gate is open. The first elimination of the Little Brown Jug is coming up. Here is Roger Houston.
Inside Out, Caviar Rockland, Delios, Celios, Dale, Shake That House, Southwind Aussie, Air Force Hanover, U.S. Captain, Stag Party on the outside. The Mike Wolkenberg starting gate swings around the turn, and here they come for the first elimination of the Little Brown Jug. And pacing, Delios, Celios, Deo goes right out for the lead. Shake That House on the outside. Caviar Rockland on the inside. Off stride, Delios, Celios as they race around the turn. Up on the outside now to take the lead as they straighten out down the backside. Shake That House on the outside, racing second. It's Stag Party finding a spot. Southwind Aussie gets away third. Caviar Rockland is fourth. Racing fifth, U.S. Captain, opening quarter 27 1/5. Into the turn they go. Racing sixth down along the pylons as they race around the turn. It's U.S. Captain. Coming to the outside, Air Force Hanover and Simon Allard. As they pass the stand for the first time, the trailer, Delios, Celios, Deo. They reach the halfway point. Halfway home in 55. Into the turn, 27 4, second panel. The leader, Shake That House, up on the outside, now second, and going after the leader, Southwind Aussie. Racing third, it's Stag Party. Fourth on the outside, Air Force Hanover. Racing up fifth on the outside, U.S. Captain. Caviar Rockland is sixth. Delios, Celios, Deo trails the field. 3/4, 122-2. 27-2, backside, a little more than an 8 to go. Southwind Aussie sticks ahead in front. On the inside, Shake That House, ready to go 3 wide on the outside. Into the stretch, Air Force Hanover. In between horses, Stag Party. Through the stretch, it's all Southwind Aussie and Brian Sears. 150, 3/5.
So a wild beginning, but a somewhat predictable end. As boy, Southwind Aussie could not have been more impressive. First off, avoiding the
mayhem.
Dio.
Yeah, the mayhem.
And then just coming first over and cruising on by the win.
Well, we've got our questions answered, Dave. The only question remaining for Southwind Aussie was if he could sufficiently negotiate the half-mile track, even with a difficult trip. This is the way this horse likes to make. But as we pick it up at the start, there's number 2, Yannick Gingras, and what happens right here?
He's trying to leave and get the front. Yannick gives him a little urging, and he goes.
He kicked.
That was like kicked. Yeah, it was like a Lipizzaner Stallion right here. I mean, that was a wild break. Thank goodness the guys did a great job of avoiding that mess, and then they finally straightened away. Really worked out well for Shake That House. He got the quarter in 27-1.
He did, and the problem was he was going to face some eventual pressure, but as he's rating to the half here in 55 flat, good alert start from David Miller with Stag Party. He secured that 2-hole. Here comes Brian Sears, and this is the way he's driven this horse most times. He has supreme confidence in him, doesn't worry about the outside grind, and he's going to apply good, steady pressure, I think, until he pulls the trigger.
Yeah, I mean, he went by Shake That House pretty easily and then held off Air Force Hanover as easily under wraps. Could not have been more impressive winning this first heat.
On the board are the numbers and the inquiry sign 4573. Let's see if that's right. Southwind Aussie powering away to a victory with a final quarter of 28-1. He's going to clip the beam in 150-3. Very tight photo for second, but I guess it was number 5 Air Force Hanover who did hold on. There's our low-mo view, and already back to the winner's circle. Here's Southwind Aussie.
Sign remains posted. Into the Southwind. Into the Winner's Circle. Number 4, Southwind Ozzy. Vincent A. Alley Jr., Old Bridge, New Jersey. Alma Felice of Cranberry, New Jersey. Bill McKenzie, the trainer. Brian Sears with his 3rd win this afternoon. 3-year-old colt with Some Beach Somewhere out of Southwind Solara. Equals the national season's record with the mile 1:50.3 on the half-mile track. The 8th win in 10 this season for Southwind Ozzy. Trackside, Steve Bateson, the Ohio Harness Horsemen's Association, with the presentation of the trophy in this first elimination.
I did the Winner's Circle on behalf of Miami Valley Gaming. Rosemary Wainscott, Dee Wokenberg, Linda Polakowski, Jamie Moore, Wayne Moore. Thank you to Miami Valley Gaming and Raceway.
The inquiry sign is still posted. Inquiry sign still posted.
There's a look at the teletimer, 1:50.3, and there the inquiry sign disappears. So it looks like we will have a 4-5-7-3 official order of finish. So that gives us our first half of the field for the 20th race Little Brown Jug Final. Dave, let me ask you this. How taxing of an effort do you think that was for Southwind Ozzy?
Didn't seem like much, huh? It looked like a walk in the park.
Yeah, it did. First over, up, and crush. That's just the way this horse seems to like to race. He's been able to win on the lead. He won that Pennsylvania Sire Stakes division on the lead from an outside post there, but I just think he's much better when you give him a target.
Yep.
Last Little Brown Jug win for Brian Sears was 6 years ago with Vegas Vacation. We will see if he can find his way back to the winner's circle. Most importantly, we need the order of finish from Roger Houston, so here it is.
Results are official. Number 1, Caviar Rockland, 5. Number 2, De Leos Celeos Deo, 7. The 3, Shake That House, 4. The 4, Southwind Ozzy, the winner. Number 5, Air Force Hanover, 2. Number 6, U.S. Captain, 6. The 7, Stag Party, 3. Top down, 5-7-4. 1, 2, 6. 3 on the bottom, equaling the national season's record. 150, 3/5. To the winner's circle, Wendy Ross, Brian Sears, and trainer Bill McKenzie.
Well, thank you very much, Roger. Standing in between two guys that are pretty happy right now. They were confident with this colt coming into today. Southwind Ozzy. We'll start with you, Brian. You had to make that first tough first over grind, which is that's something he is familiar with doing. This horse likes to take a lot of air. He's aggressive that way. It looks like you were sitting chilly. Take us through the mile, especially from the beginning, where you kind of had to avoid the break of the 2.
Yeah, Yannick's horse went off stride. I thought he did a good job keeping him upright and just not taking up too much track when a horse makes a break like that. And we were all able to get around him pretty easily. And I was confident with the 3-hole spot and coming first up. The horse doesn't mind it. And like I said, I was pretty confident from that position on.
Slow 55 half. You seem like you were just sitting chilly on the outside. When you asked the colt in the last turn to accelerate, he did.
Yeah, he's been there for us all year, and he showed up again today. So we're real happy with the effort he put out today.
Brian, best of luck with you coming up in the final as you're in search of your second Little Brown Jug title. We'll get back with you later. Trainer Bill McKenzie. Bill, this is your first time to Delaware, your first time in the Little Brown Jug. How are you feeling right now?
I'm feeling pretty good.
So I asked you, you said, do I get the rail or do I get the 2-hole? And you got to draw for it. And you said, of course I want the rail, right?
Exactly. That's the spot on a half.
He's a big, strong colt going back and going to get a little bit of a breather here in the next hour. How do you think he'll be coming back for the final? Are you worried about it at all?
No, he comes out of every race extremely well. So I'm not worried a little bit.
Well, we're going to let you get back to it and get him ready for the final. Hopefully we're drawing the rail, and best of luck to you.
Thank you.
The Connections winning the first heat of Southwind Ozzy, Bill McKenzie and Brian Sears.
Thank you very much, Wendy. We have prices now as the crowd's still building here, I think, at the Delaware County Fair. Southwind Ozzy, $240, $210, $210. Air Force Hanover, $440 and $340. Stag Party, nice effort from the outside post to finish third at $3. Dollar Perfecta, $6 even. Your 50-cent try, 457, returns $20.35. One of them in the books. We'll come back after this and find out who our other 4 finalists are for the 74th Little Brown Jug. Then we're going to have a chat with Casey Coleman. She's in the final with Stag Party, so that should be a nice, interesting, informative talk. We'll be right back after this.
Our passion and our promise to breed the best and sell the best so you can race the best. Crawford Farms, home to more than 100 impeccably bred broodmares, sharing lush forever fields alongside racehorses and retirees. They call it the sport of kings. We call it the love of champions. From our farm to the winner's circle, share our passion. Crawford Farms.
Sugar Valley Farms is proud to be a part of the sport's rejuvenation in the Buckeye State, dedicated to providing the best stallions available at any price point. World champion pacer Down by the Seaside joined their star-studded roster in 2018, joined by Breeders' Crown champion and Kentucky Futurity winner Creatine. Mr. Wiggles, sire of 2015 Horse of the Year and Little Brown Jug winner Wiggle It Jiggle It, and 2009 Pacer of the Year Well Said. For more, log on to SugarValleyFarmsStallions.com.
We are back in Delaware, Ohio, as the afternoon continues to roll here. 12 minutes until our second Little Brown Jug elimination here for the 3-year-old Pacing Colts and Geldings here. Early action on number 7, American Mercury, for the team of Tyler Buter and Chris Oakes. Very impressive New York bred here, as he has performed admirably and much better this season as a sophomore since he has been gelded. Semi-tough. On the rail, the Burke Brigade quietly confident. Matt Cayley, of course, seeks his first jug victory, if he can pull that off from the rail. But first, you've got to pass the first test and get through the elimination before you can get to the final.
Yeah, and this one, there's no 1 to 5 shot in here. You know, Southwind Ozzie, a proven open stakes horse. He'd won the Adios, winning the Pennsylvania Sire Stakes Championship. It's tough for them to win a lot of open races, so he's proven. Some of these, you know, still have some proven to do. American Mercury, obviously winning the Messenger, beating Bettor's Wish is a heck of a thing on his resume, but the rest of them, you know, it's sort of a crapshoot.
I would agree with that. We heard from Blake McIntosh earlier. He seemed like he thought he had an outsider's look, a puncher's chance with number 5 Fast in first. Taking a little bit of betting action too, only 7-1 off that 12-1 morning line for Brett Miller. Quick shout out to the Hoofmaster back in New Jersey, Jared Kelly, one of the most sought after blacksmiths. We know he's a good guy. He's tuned into the broadcast. He's having fun while he's working. He's got it on. He showed me a picture of while he had, a hoof in the air. So
right.
That's pretty good stuff there from Jared. Got any steam for us there on the phone or
no?
Twitter?
The one steam horse that everyone talked about did race well was Air Force Hanover, was a good second, and boy, Stag Party had a lot of pace lead. I thought it actually got up, but it was tight. But
well, yeah, that's Dave Miller's best drive of the day so far, and he finished with a good late burst. That's kind of the way you want to see somebody finish the race. Stag Party could be flying in under the radar. Again, we're going to talk to his trainer, Casey Coleman, in a little bit. She is no stranger to Little Brown Jug success, so we're happy to see her in the final.
Yeah, because Southwind Ozzie's obviously going to draw inside. He's not the hugest lever of any horse, so somebody could take a shot early in that one.
Yeah, I almost wonder whether Bill McKenzie does want the rail or not. I don't think it makes a difference for this horse's style, the way he wants to perform.
Pretty phenomenal first over, I'd have to say.
That was an excellent effort, although it's tough to do it twice in the same day. He's now, 8 wins for 10 starts so far this year. That win catapulting him well over the $500,000 mark this season alone. So we'll see if he can add to that bankroll. And let's give a little love to the owners and breeder here. Vincent Ali Jr. of Old Bridge, New Jersey. Alma Iafleece from Cranberry. They have raced horses in New Jersey for many, many years. This one was bred by the Southwind Farms, of course. And Southwind Ozzie looking to...
Hey, if this horse wins today, I put him at the top of the class as far as 3-year-olds are concerned. Well, his resume will look pretty damn strong. 8 out of 10 in the Adios and the Jug.
He would have earned that title up to this point, but there's a lot of racing to be done between now and probably the season end of Breeders' Crown. Wendy.
Did you guys see the excitement on Brian and Bill's face?
Yes.
They're very excited. I was so
be.
excited I couldn't speak. I was like, because I was so happy for them too. So, and both Brian and Bill are very, very mellow dudes.
Very mellow, yeah.
So, you know, any sort of emotion, but they're pretty composed.
We'll see after the next one.
Yes.
Yeah. A couple of Little Brown Jug fun facts, since we've got a couple of minutes till they step out onto the track here. Who's the leading driver all time of the Jug? Well, that, of course, would be Billy Houghton and Dave Miller and Mike LaChance. The three of those gentlemen, all in the Hall of Fame, are tied with 5. Billy Houghton, the training champion, though, he's had 6 Little Brown Jug winners. David Miller has won 2 of the last 3. Courtly Choice last year in a betting line a couple of years ago for Casey Coleman. We'll bring that up. I pointed out Brian Sears' last Jug, Vegas Vacation, back in 2013. The youngest winning driver ever, Scott Zeron. He accomplished that back in 2012 when he was 23 years old in 3 months. No doubt who has bred the most Little Brown Jug winners? Hanover Shoe Farms. They have bred 15, and that dates all the way back to 1946.
Wow, okay.
All right, no driver has won it back-to-back since Ron Pierce in 1998-99. And we'll talk fractions and prices after we get a little information and update from the Wiz.
Race number 16, the second division of the Little Brown Jug. And I'll tell you, this is a wide open race for Miami Valley Gaming. 8 going postward. I'm going to take a shot in here. Number 7, the Chris Oakes trained American Mercury. I think can spring the upset here from the post 7. I think we'll try to go wire to wire. And this could be a surprise in here. Number 8, Escape the Beach. Joe Bongiorno, and I want to tell you something. He was in Miami Valley for the driver championship. This youngster can really team one. He'll give it all he can with Escape the Beach. Number 1, Semi-Tough. Matt Kakele gets the call on the Some Beach Somewhere 3-year-old. And rounded out, number 4, Artie's Ideal, the American Ideal. It's going to be 7-8-1-4 in the second division of the Little Brown Jug. Pace, baby, pace for Miami Valley Gaming.
Thank you very much, Mr. Wiz. Again, the handicappers out there amongst our big crowd this afternoon pondering the possibilities here. They're going to face a 3-5 favorite from an outside post. I don't know about 3-5 on American Mercury, though, do you?
That's from the 7 hole. That's from the 7 hole. I don't want 3-5. No.
Yeah. Well, there's the bugle. They're stepping out onto the track here. 8 horses. We will separate them down to 4, and then we'll have our Little Brown Jug field.
Horses are on the track. Parading to the post. First heat, second division. 74th Little Brown Jug. This for $128,000. Number 1 is Semi-Tough. Burke Racing Stable, Frank Baldacchino, J&T Silva, Perdell Libby, Weaver Buscemi, Ron Burke trains, Matt Kakele drives. $377,443, a mark of 150-3 at Pocono. The 1, Semi-Tough, and Matt Kakele. Number 2 is Lions Johnny Jr. 3 Lions racing, Brentford, Ontario, Canada. Jim King Jr. trains. Tim Tetrick drives. $149,448 with a mark of 149-4 at Harris, Philadelphia. The 2 Lions Johnny Jr. Tim Tetrick. Number 3 is Quatrain Blue Chip. Mac Nickel, Burlington, Ontario, Canada, and Gerald Stay of Buffalo, New York. Chris Oakes trains. Aaron Merriman drives. Earnings of $61,660, a mark of 151. Harris, Philadelphia. The 3 Quatrain Blue Chip and Aaron Merriman. Number 4 is Artie's Ideal. Bay Pond Racing Stable, Malvern, PA. Irv Miller trains. Marcus Miller drives. $316,358, a mark at Tioga Downs, 150-1. The 4, Artie's Ideal and Marcus Miller. Number 5, Fast and First, Blake McIntosh, Ridgeway Racing, and Steve Heimbecker. Blake McIntosh trains. Brett Miller drives. $119,718, a mark of 151 at Woodbine. The 5, Fast and First, and Brett Miller. Number 6 is Spectrum. L.A. Willinger, T. Fuoco, J.L. Benson, Nick Zurich trains. Andy Miller drives. Earnings of $35,360, a mark of 152-4. Harris, Philadelphia. The 6, Spectrum, and Andy Miller. Number 7, American Mercury, Crawford Farms, Norfolk Racing Stable, C. Pompey, S. Bice. Chris Oakes trains. Tyler Buter drives. Earnings of $508,463 with a mark of 149-4 at Vernon Downs. The 7, American Mercury, and Tyler Buter. And number 8, Escape to the Beach. Alanya, Instagram, Joe Sobraco, R. LeBlanc, W.J. Donovan, Tony Alanya trains. Joe Bongiorno, the driver. $271,471 earned. 150-1 at Pocono. The 8, Escape to the Beach, and Joe Bongiorno. And that's the field for the first heat, second division. First 4 finishers qualify for the final. Win, place, show, perfecta, trifecta, superfecta wagering on the 16th. Don't be shot out. Wager now.
You know, Dave and Wendy, I was just looking down my program at the list of drivers here in this second elimination for the Little Brown Jug, and none of them have won it before.
Oh, wow.
But the person that we have mic'd up in the back with the headset on, she's trained 3 Little Brown Jug winners. We welcome in Casey Coleman, who has captured this with Betting Line, Vegas Vacation, Michael's Power. Casey, when you rode through that stable gate the first time this week, did some good memories come flooding back to you?
Oh, definitely. It's always a lot of fun to be here in Ohio. We've had a lot of luck at this track, and it's a lot of fun here, just the atmosphere, and everybody's like, I don't know how many people are here, but this place is absolutely jam-packed with harness racing fans, so it's a lot of fun.
It is fun, and that's what makes it so special. Now, your initial reactions to the super drive there from Dave Miller on Stag Party to overcome that outside post, were you holding your breath when you saw that breaker on the first turn?
Oh, definitely. Dave wasn't really sure his game plan. We talked about it. He had a couple different plans in mind, and we knew it wasn't looking good coming out of the 7-hole. It wasn't looking, all plans weren't looking like any of them wasn't going to be very good, but when I saw that breaker and we were about, I don't know how wide we were, probably about 6 wide and sideways, I was just glad we didn't get hurt, let alone end up racing the way that he did.
For sure. Hey, Casey, it's Dave Bianconi. Stag Party, it's been a hard luck horse this year. I mean, he's been on the board now 9 times in 15 starts, but hasn't been able to quite overcome. Racing against Century Fair all year doesn't help his chances either, obviously.
No, not at all. I say I've been very disappointed in his season. He's made just under 200,000 last year. He won the Metro, made about 800 or something like that in Canadian dollars. He was just awesome last year. And this year, he's had a lot of bad posts. He had the 10-hole in the NA Cup. He's had all the outsides in the Golds. He's racing Century Pharaoh, Better's Wish, Captain Crunch in the Cup. And you don't usually bring a horse, a Little Brown Jug, that has 0 wins on the year. But I knew some of the big guns weren't coming, and I was planning on a better draw when I decided to pay the $7 grand and bring them. But
yeah, sorry about that.
When I saw the draw, I was more thinking I got to just stay home. We don't got a chance here, but very happy with the way he just raced there.
And I know, obviously, you must have thought he had some chance. You're not one to ship and be 50-1. You know what I mean? You must have thought he had a shot in here, and he did race well.
Oh, 100%. When I kind of knew who wasn't coming and who was coming, I know how good my horse is on the half. He's only raced Grand River on the half as a 2-year-old once. He went in 52 over there, which that track's a pretty tight track, and that was as a 2-year-old. It was a Canadian record, world record for Canadians, and a track record, and I know how good this horse is on a half, so I said let's take our chances.
So it's safe to say your confidence level has gone up a little bit. I thought he finished full of pace. That should help as we head towards the final in a second race today.
The way he just raced, besides my confidence level in the horses, David called it last year. I hope it works again, but he came in and hung up the lines. He says we're winning the Little Brown Jug, so I was pretty happy with David Miller's confidence.
He said that last year.
Yep, he said it last year, and he told me
Courtly Choice.
As soon as he got off the race bike, he told me we're winning the Jug this year, so I hope he's right.
Let's go.
We'll find out. Casey, thanks so much for the time. Good luck in the final. It'll be just about an hour away. Thank you again.
Thank you.
Casey Coleman, 3-time Little Brown Jug winning trainer. Here's the second elimination, Roger Houston.
From the inside out, semi-tough, Lions Johnny Jr., Quantrain Blue Chip, Artie's Ideal, Fast and First, Spectrum, American Mercury, Escape to the Beach. And here they come. Second elimination of the Little Brown Jug. off and pacing. That's Artie's Ideal going for the lead. Up on the outside, American Mercury. On the inside, Quatrain Blue Chip as they race into the turn, going to the first eighth. Racing to the backside, racing down along the pylons. The Lions Johnny Jr. is fourth. Racing fifth on the outside. That's Escape to the Beach. Sixth on the inside, Quatrain Blue Chip. Racing next as they race over to the first quarter mark. Opening quarter, 25-4. As they race around the turn, out moving on the outside. Closing in on the leaders, here comes American Mercury and Tyler Buter going to the top. Semi-Tough on the inside second, coming to the halfway point, racing third. And that's Artie's Ideal. Halfway home, 53-3, 27-4. They're motoring. Go on to the 5/8 on top of the field. American Mercury has the lead by a length and a quarter. Semi-Tough sits second. 3 wide on the outside. Here comes Fast and First, and Brett Miller on the move on the outside. On the inside, Artie's Ideal comes to the outside between horses. 3 quarters, 1, 21-2. Round the final turn, 27-4 backside. American Mercury and Tyler Buter has the lead. 1/8 of a mile to go, closing in on the outside. Now looking for room, Semi-Tough on the inside, coming to the wire. American Mercury, Semi-Tough on the outside, Fast and First. $150, 2/5.
1 on the winner.
Holy smokes! I can't. Who would you say?
Dave thinks it's dead on Fast and First. I don't know.
Yeah, I think he finished first. I have no idea who's second, third, and fourth. That might be even closer.
That was
another incredible finish, though.
They saw the Ohio guys driving earlier, and they took a page from that because that was a wild one right there.
150-2 as we await the results of the photo. They've been putting them up pretty quick, so we might not have to wait long. If it is indeed number 5, Fast and First, and Brett Miller, that's 11-1. So American Mercury involved in that photo. He's 4-5. And let's start with the replays here. We snap out of the gate 2 blast out levers from the outside and Artie's Ideal with Marcus Miller. Man, they're flying into that first turn.
And then Kakele looked like he was going to get away maybe third or fourth, but he really made up the ground on the inside lane, and he was not taking a seat.
He was not. You see full on urging. Now, eventually, Marcus Miller got the hint. He did yank back into the 2-hole. That was the cue for Tyler Buter to brush from the 3rd spot, and he will get released here, but I don't know. Those fractions of 25-4 and 53-4, pretty quick.
Yeah, he made the front look like, hey, they're the favorite, got to the lead, did have to pay for it, but man, they came charging 3 wide, Fast and First, all the way down the backstretch. And the photo sign is still up. This one is very, very close, obviously. Fast and First, he's still 3 wide here on the final turn, and really made up a ton of ground in just the very latter stages.
It's up 5-7-4-1 is on the board. Look at the late burst. It looks like he was about to flatten out. Brett Miller somehow finds a little bit late burst of speed. It's going to be 5-7-4-1. Tough beat if you had American Mercury, but that certainly was still a good effort. Real no racing room inside for Semi-Tough. I think he might have had a little bit left, and a game effort from Artie's Ideal.
Yeah.
Who took the worst of it at all points. He's still digging in at the wire. Look at this finish.
Blake McIntosh still have some of the magic left from last year. How about launching one from the Ontario Sire Stakes grassroots right to the Jug winner circle?
Wow, that will be his 4th straight win, Fast and First, if it goes official. There's the Lomo there. I'm not sure if Matt Kakele had any room with Semi-Tough, but boy, was he good today. The Burks told us he would be good, and they were right.
They said he was leaving too. Yeah,
and he did. Back to the winner's circle, Brett Miller, Fast and First. He was.
Into the winner's circle, the Sugar Valley Farm winner's circle. Number 5, Fast and First, Blake McIntosh of Ontario. Ridgeway Racing Ontario and Steve Heimbecker of Ontario. Blake McIntosh, the trainer. Brett Miller with his 15th win this week at Delaware. The 3-year-old colt, But Better's Delight, of My Sister's a Champ. National season's record, 150, 2/5. Final half, 56-4. The final quarter, 29 seconds. 5-7, 4-1. Unofficial. Trackside, representing the Ohio Harness Horsemen Association. The presentation, Steve Bateson.
In addition to the Ohio Harness Horsemen's Association, the sponsor of this elimination race, Del Mar. And in the winners are going to make the trophy presentation on behalf of Del Mar Distributing, Jeff Jenkins, Mike Fogel, Mike Hall, Brian Rhodes. Thank you in addition to Del Mar Distributing. The caretaker for the 5 Fast and First, Timmy Super. Tammy Super, the caretaker for the 5 Fast and First.
Four, 5, 7, 3, 1, 6, 2, 8.
Sometimes history does repeat itself. Could that be the case today for trainer Blake McIntosh? We spoke to him earlier. He sounded nice and quietly confident. He thought his colt was definitely getting a little bit better, and at this point I can't argue with him. There's Fast and First exiting the winner's circle for that 1 hour break. Look at that photo, Dave. Look at that photo.
Yeah.
1 inch on the board.
And people are probably wondering, man, why would he even enter this horse in the jug? I mean, show's getting beat at Grand River on August 5th, but guess what? There's some pretty good horses racing all over the place.
Yeah,
and
yes,
this one deserved his shot. Can't win if you're not in, my man. And Fast First did it. Paid $25, $680 and $460. American Mercury $280 and $240. Artie's Ideal $3 to show. Dollar Perfecta $5.7, $51.90. 50-cent try $5.74. I didn't even know that was a possible price. $59.05.
I guess there is.
Superfecta $5.741, $302.85. And we'll flip back to the try momentarily. $21.10 for the double, and the jug heats, and the try paid, that was the $59.05.
All right, here's the rundown with Roger.
Number 1, Semi-Tough, 4. The 2, Lions Johnny Jr., 5. The 3, Quatrain Blue Chip, 7. The 4, Artie's Ideal, 3. The 5, Fast and First, the winner. Number 6, Spectrum, 6. The 7, American Mercury, 2. Number 8, Escape to the Beach, 8. Top down, 4, 5, 7. 3, 1, 6, 2. 8 on the bottom. The mile, 150 and 2/5 national season's record. Trackside, Blake McIntosh and Brett Miller with Wendy Ross.
Well, thank you very much, Roger. Now, I thought Bill McKenzie and Brian Sears were excited. You two look even more excited. Blake, you're getting ready to possibly take back-to-back Little Brown Jugs. We'll get to you in a minute. Brett, let's start here with you. You've never won the Little Brown Jug. You're born in Ohio. You're back here in Ohio. Could this be your year, and what would it mean?
Absolutely. Yeah, I've never won the jug. I've never won, an elimination. So this is very exciting, and this is a race I've always wanted to win.
Well, you've been having a heck of a week. Let's talk about Fast and First. The hot fraction set up top by the boys. You made that big move up the backside. Take us from there through the rest of the mile.
Yeah, I felt like the race was definitely setting up for us. And, Blake told me, make sure you keep this horse's attention. And when I made the move up the backside, he was very strong. But going in the last turn, he actually, just being a colt, he kind of pulled up on me, and it cost us a lot of ground. And for him to still come back and win, that was strong.
You were working so hard, you couldn't even remember if you pulled the plugs. We thought he was walking away. You said, "Are the plugs still in?" You said, "I don't even know if I pulled them." And you did. Congratulations, and it seemed that he finished strong.
Yes, thank you.
Brett, we'll let you get back to it. You got to get that strategy post 1 or 2. What are you thinking?
I'd love to have the 1.
And that's what Bill said, too. So you guys are going to have to go fight over it. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Blake, to you now. 11-1 going into today. Did you think your colt had a shot of getting it done today?
I thought he'd be right there. I wasn't sure if we could win it, but when I saw the draw, I was pretty happy with the division we came out in. And, he's just been a good little colt. He's won 8 times now this year. And, we've protected him pretty good all summer and haven't really raced him over his head. And, he came out and proved today he's a nice little colt.
going into this division today in your heat, were you nervous going into it? But how are you feeling right now? You got more stress, or are you feeling a little less stress?
I really wasn't nervous going in. Like last year, I was nervous because we put the 45,000 up, and Courtly was the favorite. This year I was just hoping to get in the final and have some fun. And now we got a little pressure on us, so a little bit more pressure this time now.
Well, at least you've been here before. You know what to do. What do you think is going to happen in this next hour? Would you do anything different from last year, or do you think you're going to stick to the same game plan that seemed to work last year?
We'll just stick to the same plan and just keep going forward. That's all we can do.
That's what I would do.
Thanks.
Congratulations. Best of luck. Hope we see you back here later on. The winning connections of the second division. Fast and first, Blake McIntosh and Brett Miller.
Thanks, Wendy.
Thank you very much, Wendy. Let's take another look at that finish because it was worth it. 4 horses battling right to the wire, and it's the far outside. The late burst from Fast and First, who finished first. Unbelievable effort. Ladies and gentlemen, please visit Bow River Jewelry, the leading designer of fine horse racing jewelry. New this year, view 20 unique designs that you will cherish for years to come. Bow River Jewelry has 3 locations here at the fairgrounds, under the grandstand, in front of Barn 25, and in the VIP tent. Bow River Jewelry, original design with quality that you can trust. And we welcome you back to the inside booth here at the Delaware County Fairgrounds. We are rejoined, thankfully, by Mr. Steve Bateson, who was our savior during the early part of the week. Steve, welcome back. You got to make the trophy presentation for each of these Little Brown Jug eliminations. So give us what were you thinking and feeling and seeing out there?
What'd you hear out there? Yeah.
You noticed they didn't let me handle the trophy, so I didn't fumble it or drop it. But a lot of excited people there. I don't think they expected that. So, you could see that in Brett. When Brett came back to the winner's circle, the groom and trainer were still not there. Oh. He had to wait for the groom to get there to uncheck the horse. So I think they were a little bit in shock and awe.
Now, Steve, that horse came out of the Grassroots Series in Ontario, which is fairly similar to the Buckeye Stallion Series that we're racing here. It's just below the Sire Stakes, but it sure doesn't mean that the horses can't go.
No, it certainly doesn't. I mean, here's another case where a horse has gotten itself conditioned and brave. Coming into today, had won 3 in a row, and there's nothing to sneeze at up there in Ontario. You wouldn't have expected this horse to be a favorite, but he didn't know that. Right. And the race set up the right fractions, and Brett put Fast and First in the right spot, and it was clearly the fastest coming for home. And honestly, if you look at the replay, that horse really ran a conservative race, had cover. I think it'll be relatively fresh in the final. Whether it can win or not is another question.
All right, Steve.
Nice.
You got it. Let's get to Pacey Minland here, and then we're going to get you hopefully the posts for the 20th race final here. But this Buckeye Stallion Series, this looked like a good one. Who loves the whiz?
Race number 17 for Miami Valley Gaming. It's the Buckeye Stallion Series. 2-year-old colts, 4th division, 4th leg, 2nd division, $17,500 on the line. Number 3, this horse has really been improving. This We Will See Pacer Racer. Chris Page will be in the bike for Brian Brown. This one, a 4-time winner, is in really good form. So we'll try number 3. We'll try number 7, Section Line Ronnie. This one, an $18,000 winner. Number 5, Thrasher. 1 win out of 7 starts, and coupled with number 1, Final Code Hanover. It's 3-7-5-1 in race number 17 for Miami Valley Gaming. Pace, baby, pace.
Thank you very much, Mr. Minland. Guess what? We have the post positions. They have been drawn for the 74th Little Brown Jug final for a final purse of $384,000. So I will take my time reading these down. Roger Houston just announced them to the live crowd here at the fairgrounds. Number 1 will be Southwind Ozzy. So trainer Bill McKenzie getting his wish, gets the rail, Brian Sears. Number 2 will be Fast and First. Dave Miller, Blake McIntosh, who we just heard from in that Winner's Circle interview. Number 3 will be Air Force Hanover. Simon Allard, Renee Allard, Air Force Hanover, number 3. American Mercury will begin from post 4. Tyler Buter for trainer Chris Oakes. American Mercury has drawn post 4. Stag Party will be the 5. Number 5, Stag Party. Dave Miller has a choice there, I guess. I assume he'll take Fast and First, so we're going to need a driver most likely on Stag Party.
Brett Miller.
Brett Miller, yeah. All right, Dave Miller will drive Stag Party. Number 6 will be Artie's Ideal. Irv and Marcus Miller. Number 6, Artie's Ideal. 7, Semi Tough. Matt Cayley for Ron Burke. Semi Tough will start from post 7. And Shake That House has drawn the outside post, post 8 for Shake That House. So you now have your posts and plenty of time to do your handicapping for our final race of the week here at the Delaware County Fairgrounds. In the meantime, there's the Bugle. They're stepping out onto the track for this Buckeye Stallion Series division. 2-year-old pacing colts and geldings.
These are the horses' 17th race, Buckeye Stallion Series, 2-year-old colt and gelding pace. $17,500 brought to you by First Commonwealth Bank. Number 1, Final Coat Hanover. Hutchinson Harness, D.W. Arledge, Tammy Hoovler, Dustin Arledge Train, Tim Tetrick the 1, Final Coat Hanover. Number 2, Elite Machine. Don Lark Jr., Hermitage, PA. It's the owner trainer. Steve Schoeffel drives the 2, Elite Machine. Number 3 is Pacer Racer. W.J. Donovan, Joe Sabraco, Richard Lombardo, and VIP Internet Stable. Brian Brown trains. Chris Page, the 3, Pacer Racer. Number 4, Sir Shuffle. Rebecca Thomas, Canton, Ohio, is the owner trainer. Aaron Merriman, the 4, Sir Shuffle. Number 5, Thrasher. Frank Bellino of Bronxville, New York. Virgil Morgan Jr. trained. Brett Miller, the 5, Thrasher. Number 6, Danson Waylon Levan Stables, Hank Levan, Max Perry, Herb Levan trains. Hank Levan drives the 6, Danson Waylon Number 7 is Section Line Ronnie. Harold Botter of Delaware, Steve Botter trains. Tyler Smith, the 7, Section Line Ronnie. The 8, Tix Yankin. First Up Racing Stable, Beach City. Rosie Weaver trains. David Miller, the 8, Tix Yankin. Number 9, Doing the Most. Dustin Ingraham of Streetsboro, Ohio. Dustin Ingraham trains. Matt Kakele, the 9, Doing the Most. And number 10, Mel Matt. Melby Philip Ober Jr. of Urbana. Mark Rowe trains. Jeff Neisonger drives the 10, Mel Matt. Win Place Show. Perfecta, Trifecta, Superfecta, Pick 3 wagering. Don't be shut out. Wager now.
A couple of minutes to post here for race number 17, but we have one of our Little Brown Jug finalists mic'd up and with the headset on in the back paddock. Tyler Buter is with us. Tyler, how you doing so far today? You got to really be proud of the way your gelding raced there in the second elimination.
Yeah, he put in a huge effort there. I was kind of forced with either, wait and come first up, and they started to flush me from behind, so I chose to brush them to the front, and unfortunately just couldn't hold on.
Yeah, the way the day is going so far, we've had a lot of wild races, but those fractions in there were pretty quick there, 25 and 4, 53 and 4. I can't imagine you wanted to be going that fast, but there was no other way to do it.
Right. Yeah, we were unfortunate to draw the outside, but he definitely hung in there and raced huge.
All right, so for the final, he ends up in post 4 here. Any idea what you think you might want to do at this point, or are you going to let it just settle for a little while?
Yeah, we'll definitely have to play it by ear. My horse can leave, he can come from behind. He's very versatile, has a great mouth on him, and we'll definitely have to play that by ear.
I want to congratulate you on the super successful season you've had so far, pretty much committing to catch driving alone, leading driver on the New York circuit. You've got a good New York bred for the final here, so I think you're still pretty confident in him, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. He didn't race bad by any means. He hung in there and raced huge and overcame a tough trip, and we were just unfortunate not to hold on.
Like a few of the other guys that are here at the Delaware County Fairgrounds for the first time, this isn't your first time here, but it's your first time driving. I know you didn't have a good Jugette yesterday, but how's the week been?
Oh, it's a great atmosphere. The only way I can describe it is it feels like you're at a NASCAR race. I mean, you got the little tents here in the first turn, and they're lined up, 15 deep in the second turn, and it's definitely a great atmosphere.
Hey, Tyler, it's Wendy.
Hey.
So I'm going to let this use this interview as your redeemer because he said the Speaker Series today at 9 a.m. was too early for him.
Well, that's his choice.
So, but I'll let this one slide, and then we're doing okay here.
Appreciate
so
that.
this can cover for that.
Hey, listen, American Mercury is not the only really good horse you drive. You got a real nice trotter for your dad by the name of Rich and Miserable. I had the pleasure of being in the winner's circle with you a couple of Mondays ago. You know how impressed I am with him. Give us an idea of where he's at, what he will do next.
Yeah, this horse continues to surprise me. He came back really strong this year as a 4-year-old. Dad put the open bridle on him, and he's just a completely different horse with the open bridle. He'll do anything you want now. Last year he was a little hot with a blind bridle, and he's grown up so much in a year. And his next start, I think, will probably be at Yonkers, and hopefully in the Invitational Trot there on International Day.
Now, I asked JB this, Mr. Bartlett, before. You're another guy that doesn't often travel without an entourage. Who's with you here for this special trip?
Yep. Unfortunately, the kids didn't come with us. They stayed back at home, but Amber, Mom and Dad, and a lot of friends from Michigan, including my sister. And it's definitely been a good time.
Mom and Dad no stranger to Delaware, are they?
Right, exactly.
All right, listen, they're getting ready to roll here for race 17, so we're going to wish you lots of good luck in the final. We hope that Roger will be talking to you afterwards in the winner's circle. Best of luck with American Mercury, and thanks for taking a couple minutes with us.
Yep, thank you.
All right, Tyler Buter, ladies and gentlemen, he will start from post 4 in race number 20, that Little Brown Jug final. We'll see if American Mercury can hold on a little longer. Meanwhile, race 17 to the top of the stands.
Pacers are all in behind the gate. Pacers are all in behind the gate. The gate swings around the turn, and here they come. Pacing Elite Machine goes right out for the lead. Pacer Racer on the outside second. 3 wide into the turn. That's section line Ronnie. Around the turn between horses, Dancing Waylon L. Inside, Final Coat Hanover Racing 5th. Down the backside 6th is Thrasher Racing 7th. That's Doing the Most. Racing 8th, Melmat. Racing 9th, Sir Shuffle. And trailing the field, Tixie Yankin. Opening quarter 26-3 as they race around the turn. Go on to the 3/8 mark on top of the field and showing the way. Section line Ronnie leads by a length. Here comes Pacer Racer and Chris Page on the move on the outside with authority. That's Pacer Racer up now to take the lead. Followed to the outside by Final Coat Hanover as they race over to the halfway point in 56. 29-2. Second panel to the backside. Pacer Racer with the lead. Final Coat Hanover on the outside second. Section line Ronnie is there third. On to the backside, racing fourth. Going to the 3/4 mark, Dancing Waylon L. On the inside fifth, Elite Machine. Coming to the outside sixth, Doing the Most at the 3/4, 125-1. 29-1, backside. Round the final turn, Pacer Racer has the lead by a length. 3 wide on the outside, Dancing Waylon L. coming on. 1/8 of a mile to go in Ohio. Dancing Waylon L on the outside. Pacer Racer on the inside. On the extreme outside, here comes David Miller, Tixie Yankin, but it's not going to be fast enough. Dancing Waylon L and section line Ronnie battle to the wire. The mile, 1:56, 4/5.
Steve Bateson, oh, geez, another tight photo finish here with 4 horses across the track there. How about that one?
Yeah, this horse, Dancing Waylon L, just raced the other day and really wasn't that sharp.
Okay. I don't think he won the photo. I think it's 7-6.
I do too, but this was a huge move. Dancing Waylon L, 3 up with 3 wide, and I think might have lost in the last step. Big move by Tyler here at the going to the quarter pole, takes the lead, and then he gets covered up by Chris Page. Chris Page quarter moves on him and takes over the lead at the half. A pretty impressive half in 56. And then from there, it was kind of leisurely coming for home. Back half in a minute and 4/5.
Guess what? I'm wrong again. The numbers are on the board. 6, 7, 8, 9. Are you ready for this? The winning mutual odds on the leader: 42-1 on Dancin' Waylon L, 11-1 on Section Line Ronnie, and bombs also underneath.
Bombs away.
This horse is named after Hank's nephew Waylon. That's his wife's sister's child. I know this family very well. This is a shocker, and I can't wait to see who's here today to celebrate this.
We've got a big golf cart coming over, so it looks like it's full.
The Levan Fair is a big-time family affair. Herb, the grandfather, Louis, the son, Hank, the son of Louis drove this horse, and his father-in-law owns part of it. That's Max Perry.
All right, our biggest price winner of the week. Here's Hank Levan with Dancin' Waylon L.
Hank Levan, Woodstock, Ohio, and Max Perry of Cable, Ohio. Herb Levan, the winning trainer. Hank Levan in the sulky. 2-year-old gelding by Big Bad John out of Cruising to the Dance, taking a lifetime mark. 1:56 and 4. Final half a minute and 4. Final quarter 31 and 3. It's official. 6, 7, 8, 9.
And the caretaker for the 6, Dancin' Waylon, Jack Bear. This trophy by First Commonwealth Bank. And in the winner's circle to make the trophy presentation on behalf of First Commonwealth Bank, Matt Burns. Buckeye Stallion Series. And in the winner's circle representing the Buckeye Stallion Series, Mr. Bill Peters.
Steve, you were so excited for them. I thought you were going to run out there to the winner's circle.
I almost would have. This horse was 6th on Tuesday in a fair conference race. It was 6th. I watched it on the backside the same day my horse raced, and just ran out of mustard, but I got a feeling that must have tightened it up some. Waylon L was dancing today, and there's nothing better than to see a family affair, small stable, win on Jug Day, and a huge upset today.
We've seen a couple of these 3-wide sweepers win today, but that's because we've had some incredibly fast fractions. It was 26 and 3 there to the quarter. That took the sting out of some of the leaders there, and that might be the biggest betting news of the day. A massive superfecta carryover coming up, $8,300, which will be ready to go in the very next race. So you don't have a lot of time to handicap, but look at these payoffs: 87.60, 33.60, 11.40 on Dancin' Waylon L. Section Line Ronnie 13.40, 7.20. Ticks a Yankee third at 5.20. Your perfecta for $1 over $505. 50-cent try, $1,825. And if you had 6, 7, 8 anything in the superfecta, we'll see what you got back. But the carryover right there, an extra big pool coming up in race number 18 over almost 8,400. 50-cent super, 6, 7, 8 all, $2,794.80. Roger Houston has the rundown.
Results are official. 17th. Number 1, final code Hanover 7. The 2, Elite Machine 6. The 3, Pacer Racer 5. The 4, Sir Shuffle 10. The 5, Thrasher 8. The 6, Dancin' Waylon L, the winner. Number 7, Section Line Ronnie 2. Number 8, Ticks a Yankin 3. Number 9, Doing the Most 4. And number 10, Melmat 9. Top down 765, 1081, 234, 9 on the bottom. The mile 156, 4/5. Upcoming 18th race. Win Place Show, Perfecta, Trifecta, Superfecta wagering. 1 through 8 on the gate, 9 and 10 are trailers in the second tier. Don't be shot out. Wager now.
Thank you very much, Roger. Here's that photo finish. Photos all the way around. A long nose, Steve, would we call that? I think a long nose.
Pinocchio.
I guessed that one wrong. That might have been, I think that's the first one I got wrong all week on the photo finish department. But I wish I had tickets on the outside horses, Wendy. 6, 7, 8, 9. You saw those boxcar numbers. Is there anybody we know we can get a little Superfecta box coming up in race 18 so we have some action?
I don't know. It's
all right.
If there's anyone who wants to give us some inside scoop, feel free to message.
We'll take it. You've got lots of ways to reach us. Anyway, again, here, folks, here is the field for the 74th Little Brown Jug Final, which will end the day and the week here in Delaware, Ohio. They'll be going for a purse of $384,000, and we have some breaking news for you. We have a late scratch in that event. Number 8, Shake That House, will not compete for the final. He will be withdrawn. Southwind Ozzy, as expected, the 2-to-1 morning line favorite from the rail with Brian Sears. Fast and First, Brett Miller going to be the second choice at 3-to-1 for Blake McIntosh. Air Force Hanover, American Mercury at odds of 8-to-1 and 6-to-1. Stag Party will start at 15 for Dave Miller and Casey Coleman, and long shots to the outside 6. Artie's Ideal at 20-to-1 and 25-to-1 on Semi-Tough. Again, scratch the 8, Shake That House. So there's a look at our field. The highlight of the week, the Little Brown Jug Final. We'll have it for you. Coming back, one more race to go on the undercard, and then we get to business. We need a timeout here at the Delaware County Fair to catch our breath after those big boxcar numbers. So please, folks, come back and join us after this.
Sugar Valley Farms is proud to be a part of the sports rejuvenation in the Buckeye State, dedicated to providing the best stallions available at any price point. World champion pacer Down by the Seaside joined their star-studded roster in 2018. Joined by Breeders' Crown champion and Kentucky Futurity winner Creatine. Mr. Wiggles, sire of 2015 Horse of the Year and Little Brown Jug winner Wiggle It Jiggle It, and 2009 Pacer of the Year Well Said. For more, log on to SugarValleyFarmStallions.com.
Our passion and our promise to breed the best and sell the best so you can race the best.